Write each function in the form y is equal to a, x minus m, x minus n, and state the x and the y-intercepts of the graph of the function. Well, you notice here, we got one bracket where everything seems to be switched. Well, take that bracket out, and in order to switch it, well, because this is being subtracted, we're going to divide each one of these by -1. The reason being is, of course, this x owns the term right next to it. We want to turn that x into a positive. So when we divide each one of those by -1, you've got a -1, because 1 divided by -1 is just -1. You've got negative x divided by -1. That's going to be a positive x. Now if you switch these two, what you're left with is x minus 1. And because you divided it by that -1, that -1 is on the outside now. So here's what we've got right now. We've got y is equal to -1, x minus 1, and then x minus 10. The next one we don't really have to do anything about it because it's in the right format anyway. So your answer is going to be negative x minus 1, x minus 10, and let's figure out the x-intercepts. So taking a look at these, looks like your x-intercepts is going to be 1 and 10. For your y-intercept, you're going to multiply the a times the other two, so -1 times -1 is just +1. +1 times a -10 is going to be -10. Next up, we have both of these being flipped, and they're both subtraction. So we've got 4 minus x, and you've got 12 minus x. Deal with these separately, maybe make it a little bit easier. So 4 minus x, we want to switch this around, but unfortunately what you're going to end up with is -x plus 4. And that negative in front of the x is not cool. Okay, so you're going to divide that by -1, and you're going to divide this one by -1. In that case, the -1 is brought outside of the bracket, and that's going to be a positive x, because a negative divided by a negative is now positive. And you've got 4 divided by a -1, which gives you a -4. Okay, next up, you have 12 minus x. Well, if you rewrote that out, that's -x plus 12, right? Because the term owns the sign in front of it. Divide this by -1, divide this one by -1, and so bringing that outside of the brackets, you got a -1. This is going to be x, and 12 divided by -1 is just -12. Okay, so bringing this all together, what we have here is a -3, and we have a -1, x minus 4, and you've also got a -1, x minus 12. Sorry about the messy writing here. These three numbers, multiply those together, see what you get. Well, that's going to be -3 times by -1 times by -1, which is going to be a -3. Okay, so that cancels everything out. We've fixed that. All we're left now is the two brackets. So that's x minus 4, x minus 12. Our x-intercepts, they're going to be 4 and 12. And our y-intercept, that's going to be -3 times 4, which is -12. -12 times 12 is going to be -144.